Hello everyone, I am Tessellating Hexagons, back with the story finale of Klonoa to Lunatea's Veil. This one doesn't get a fancy corruption of the name. It's gonna be a fairly serious episode. We have story to resolve, and plenty of it. And you know what? Between the last episode and this one, I absolutely meant to look up this boss because it's been a while since I fought it. Spoiler alert, this is the final boss. I don't remember how it's fought. I meant to look it up. I didn't. So, we're here at last. Can I help you?
Magnifi toi ucaf. Dufu fopo. Dupure mani anapakua. Lea auda. Pepstona figuna belio. Yumu Lunatea auda. Oni nanna. Manife pruto. Manurada. Figuna belio. Rufiala urumutofia.
He has a point. It was buried inside that statue. Like, it's not like it appeared. That's why the wording has always bothered me about that. It didn't appear. It was there. It was just uncovered by the, story of this game.
Rufiala marunafi. Yumura manu urute paru paru.
And there it is. The titular Lunatea's Veil. Refusal to acknowledge sorrow because the other emotions are so much more woof. Pardon me from detracting from the severity of the situation.
Up enef uru elnateo fopo. Forma funefu efuk fopo na loto. Elana seik. Va furio. Fatomilona. Fiana onef manuna pan. Imunyo aru kuriagu elnara purnimu. Menoha turuk urumu fopona manura. Fiara el natura manu. Uru toa rono. Fiara el na arurupa. Fopona manu rono. Vanitaru. Uira fururu miu amua. Taurik pururu.
Yeah, kind of a very telling cutscene. It's been a while since I've seen it, and I do appreciate the fact that I'm mostly quiet here so that I can refamiliarize myself with the story at this point, because I have a rough idea of what's going on, but I remembered that this level is kind of kaleidoscope flavor time town pants, but I don't remember what to do, so I'm sure it'll become clear in just a moment. So what is it, then, with Klonoa games, and spontaneously... Oh, those are avoidy boos. But with spontaneously nihilistic bosses. Like, the final antagonist is this super amazing end card tournament nihilist who wants to destroy... Well, not even not destroy, per se, but... Just, Klonoa games are so much deeper than you'd expect, because it's all cutesy and cartoony and wahoo! But no! It's deep and emotional and nihilism and ooh. You know how I said this was the story finale of this series? Well, as I do sometimes, I will be doing an over-analysis episode in the episode after this with Austin on Sugar. And we're both very excited for that, because it is a different. And I'm surprised that hit, but okay, thank you for your generosity, King of Sorrow. Yeah, King of Sorrow. And that was unfairly lucky, but I'll take it, because it means that I do a win. I mock you with my happiness. But similar to Guardius in the previous game, although much more so in this one, the King of Sorrow actually has a point. Unsurprisingly. He's right. Bearing in mind this whole world is governed by kingdoms based on emotion, Of course sorrow is the one that's pushed under the rug, because, you know, joy, people can be happy. Tranquility, people can be at peace. Indecision is indecision. People take heart in being angry if they think they're right. No one's happy when they're sad, which sounds like a stupid statement, but it's a valid point. It's not about denying sorrow. It has to be accepted. But this world refuses to because it's so caught up in these other emotions. Leorina also has a point. Because, as I said, these games are very deep. There are two sides to this. Because, yeah, sorrow has to be acknowledged. But the flip side of that is, if you accept sorrow this wholeheartedly, you might end up letting it define you. And that's just as bad. So you can't ignore it, but you can't let it be your sole defining trait. Which is what the other kingdoms have been learning as well. Joyland, they're happy, they disregard everything in favour of light-hearted joy. Tranquility, they are stoned off their asses in peace. Mirror, mirror, they reject all the outside world because they're too indecisive about what to do about it, so they relive their old memories. Volk are so busy fighting each other because that's what they've always known, and because, once again, they enjoy it. And Hyponia, as a kingdom, is no different. It is just as prone to its own emotional follies. It's so caught up in being sorrowful that it's forgotten the other kingdoms in the same way that the other kingdoms forgot it. It all comes full circle. And so we have the second half of this boss. I wasn't just talking out my ass there. Although, I don't remember what he's to do. Oh, I can just boop you in the face. Okay. But... Turn. Oh, good. Oh, good. What? Oh, why do I get to keep it? I don't know what's going on, but it's kind of fun. I don't know why it keeps coming back to me. Oh, it stopped. Okay, fair enough. I'm not sure what I just did, but okay, I can live with it. Such a thematic, themey boss. Creamy, themey, steamy. Well, I mean, steamy. You would not believe, in fact maybe you would, the number of people who ship Klonoa with the King of Sorrow. Although, fair point, it is rather telling that both Klonoa and the King of Sorrow are both cabbits, as the fandom calls them. It says quite a bit about the true nature of the Kingdom of Sorrow. And really, did I only need to do that one more hit to access the next phase? I was worried that he might start healing for a second there. Like, was I supposed to be doing something there? Or do I just need to keep avoiding the... death? I mean, this is the final episode, I might as well keep in all my failures, because that was my first failure so far. I came in with 1 hit point fewer than I should, because I feel like those balls of light should be hurting me and they're not. So, I'll take it. Oh, they do hurt me. Well, okay then. And there's a second thought regarding the shippery between Klonoa and the King of Sorrow. We are, abusing his power nipples? Question mark? I kind of don't want to be lighthearted because this is a serious boss with serious emotional implications, but at the same time, the whole point is to show the King of Sorrow the error of his ways by showing what... Okay. Did not mean to throw you sideways, but okay. To show him what other emotions can do. Don't kill me, please. I pressed it to jump, I had a sliver left to destroy. Oh dear. But surely you could see why I saved this for its own episode, bearing in mind the finality of it all. Can you come to a stop? Thank you. Are you physically capable of coming to a stop? This is good to know. I feel like this boss is also a speedrunner's wet dream, just because the fact that you can just get combos like this, and then also completely miss the final nipple and have the last thing pop, and then everything takes forever, because I was trying to squindle, quick, run fast, and now you're bouncing away from me. Bounce back. Stop. Cease. Cease. Okay, thank you. Now, come back around. Mind your laser. There we go. That didn't need to take as long as it did. Hopefully, I'll be a bit less careless this time. I don't even remember this half of this final boss, but hey, I'm actually kind of glad I didn't look it up, because it's actually... I would argue that this is easier than Cursed Lirina. Just throwing that one out there. I don't know why, though, because, like, Cursed Lirina isn't difficult. It's just... I don't know. I just found it more skillfully taxing. We'll put it that way. Did not mean to throw you that way. Well, I can't see me. It sounded like the thing came back to me, but it didn't. Are you dead now? Well, not dead, but are you beaten, defeated, and slightly less alone? Apparently so. That deserves a pose, I think. So, King of Sorrow. Can we find a balance? Is that really too much to ask?
Rakuldu. Wim. Wimna. Rakuldu.
And you see? He knew from the very beginning that this is what he needed. As is the way with people so heavily engrossed in sorrow. Oftentimes there will be actions that are just one big cry for help. It may seem like a destructive tendency, but they want help. They know that they need help, but they don't know how to express that. Well, this was the King of Sorrow's way of doing that.
Yuraba. Dia Paramia tenang dulu ya. Paramia tenang juga kah? Numurina wina lakurdu. Numufina elna ono terafi. Yumuru? Ura. Uibra. Dia tolong korina elna urumu manura. Klonoa. Dia Rafi, manu Paramia. Wanirupu, Wiruala, Rupudur, Turaha, Hiara, Radu. Lunatea, Lucana, na. Auro, aung caururu, bawang mepung. Kura, wagu, muganggu kuriara. Awai. Dina, dia.
Just in case you're struggling to make sense of what you're seeing, it looks as though they've managed to merge Huponia back with the Sea of Tears, so the Sea of Tears is still wet. Huponia is being reconstructed, and apparently Lireno's gonna sit as the monarch of that. So everyone got their happy ending in the end, even the King of Sorrow, in a strange sort of way. But yeah, that's the resolution of the story. She's no longer wearing her leaf by the look of it. Well, she did have that major insecurity about the fact that it wasn't technically her that earned it, because we kind of carried her straight to the bell. Which is fair enough. She wants to do it legitimately now that she knows she has the inner strength to do so. So all in all, really was a perfect day for everyone involved. And that's nice motivation. Though, I wouldn't rest on your laurels just yet, Klonoa, because remember the last time it was a nice sunny day and you were standing on top of a hill with your local best friend who lives inside the ring? These scenes seldom end happily. Did I mention I like Popka's eyes? Not relevant, but just nice eyes. Interesting idea. There it is.
Lunatea,
After all, they've done nothing but refer to him as the Dream Traveler for as long as he's been here, so they recognize he's not a local and he never has been. But perhaps the fact that this game takes place 5 minutes after the previous one makes this ending a little easier to stomach than that of Daughter Phantom Isle. Because at this point, no one knows what his role is. He has to go, but he knows that he's done a good thing and the world he's leaving behind can manage without him, now that he's done his thing. After all, how many more worlds are there like Lunatea that he needs to go and help get to this point? Yes, Lolo. Yes, it is. So, with the context of the previous game and this one, this ending feels substantially less like a sad ending for a sad ending's sake. Doesn't mean it's not still sad, though. Relatable. And so that was Klonoa 2 Lunatea's Veil. I will say, the fact that Lolo and Popka both appear in Dream Champ Tournament does really cheapen that ending, or, well, it doesn't fault this game, it faults itself. It's nice that they were included as a throwback, it's just, that ending means so much less when they just meet each other in the Dream Champ Tournament like, oh hey, you exist! But it's nice that they retained that friendship. And also, this is rather pleasing to see. People of, like, there's a Mirrorans in what is essentially the land of Euponia. People are visiting other kingdoms again. So, as I said, the ending of this game feels so much less like a forced sad ending than the first game, and the first game had its reasons to have a sad ending. It was still fairly forced. They could have written it to not be a sad ending, but they kept it anyway. There were some Volk people there, and also Mommet. Oh, that's nice. But this one, at this point, as I said, going on the context of the previous game and the events of this one taking place immediately after, it's reassuring, because at this point, Klonoa knows that his role as Dream Traveler is to go and make sure that these worlds get their happy endings in the end, because as I said, how many other worlds are there left for him to visit that, like Lunatea and like Phantom Isle, are in states of crisis when he arrives? If he can fix 2 worlds that quickly and that efficaciously, then it's... if he's the only one that has the capacity to do that, then it really is all on him to go to these other worlds and fix them. He can't afford to get too attached for too long, but hey, that's the nature of dreams. Bet you can't have just one. Didn't mean to make that funny. Huh. But this is an absolutely fascinating game. All signs point to me being exactly right to have this as my favourite game of all time. I like how Leptio the Flower Clown gets his own credit in the voice acting there. And yeah, as I said, there will be one more episode in this series, which is the over-analysis video with Austin and Sugar. We are both so very excited to be talking about this game, because there is so much to talk about. Like I said, partly drawing in from the context of the previous game, having taken place before it. There's just so much to discuss, and it's going to be so incredible. I shouldn't talk up too much, just in case it does end up being 30 minutes of awkward silence, but oh, we have a slight, what's it called? Not Shadow of Colossus, the other one. Eco, and sort of ending there. And look, that road from the opening sequence of the game is where the game ends. So you got sort of nice bookends there. It's not the first level of the game, it's the level you see in the title sequence that bookends the game. We start there, we end there. The game begins, like the opening titles begin with Klonoa running in on that road, and it leaves with him walking out on that road. This game is incredible in so many different ways, and I love it so much with all of my heart and soul. And in case I didn't mention, in case anyone wanted closure, the copy of it that was for sale in town where I live has been sold. Someone else can enjoy this game, and it's so exciting. Thank you. But yeah, I think that's a good point for me to say that I have been, and will continue to be, tessellating Hexagons. And this was Klonoa 2 Lunatea's Veil. Hope you can join us for the bonus episode, and that's it. There are no other extra episodes besides that. So, see you then.